Hi, my name is Buddy Pitcock. I'm here to give my not informative speech. Um, do you like money? Do you understand how money works? And this is a lot of questions that people have. It's a question that I had before I was able to get into the finance industry. This finance industry taught me a lot. And it taught me the importance of money and learning how it works. Through my experiences, I've been able to see how money has affected people. I've been able to understand truly um, the happiness that it comes from when you're able to retire, when you know that you have enough savings. Um, and it's sad to see people who don't have that and they weren't educated. And so they're still bagging groceries at the grocery store, even though they're well in their 60s, you know? And so I hope that as I continue to inform you and educate you on how money works, that this will motivate you to better your understanding of how money works in order to start preparing now. And so I would like to share my own experience of how I came to be in this industry and why it's important, why I've decided to do it here in America, and lastly, I'm going to teach you some of the ways or places you can put your money in order to start saving now. And so I begin with my journey of how I became a part of this industry, and it started with my father. He is in this industry as well, and he's the man who brought me in, and I was able to come in, and I've been in the industry for about 3 years now. And as like I said, it's been difficult to see as I've been in this industry for a few years now. I'm able to learn and to grow and to be educated, and this education isn't taught, everywhere. It's sad to think that only 7 states out of all the states in the United States are required to teach a financial literacy class in high school, and it's something all other states don't require. And so it's interesting to see, how people are affected by this. And so I knew there needed to be a change. I knew people needed to be educated, and so I followed the footsteps of my father, and I came into this business in order to help people become educated. Which leads me to my next point. Why is it that we're the greatest nation on the entire planet? We're the wealthiest. We have the most money, yet 44% of the average Americans cannot afford a unexpected $400 check. Think of that. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people here who wouldn't be able to afford a $400 inconvenience fee or debt, something, And I've looked at this and it's been daunting, I'd like to help people find how to save, how to build that emergency fund or how to grow their assets and their wealth in order to be able to enjoy their life and not have that stress of this or this burden of finances on them. And so I'd like to use the example of my father. I know many of you were affected in the downturn of the markets in 2008. This affected my father greatly and my family, He owned his own construction business and he was in the housing market, and the housing market crashed. And he wasn't able to build anymore. Nobody was hiring him. It just wasn't worth his resources and his tools, and so he needed to get out, right? And so he basically sold his company. He got out from there and he started this finance, and it took a toll on him and it took a toll on my family. And from what he was able to learn and from what he gathered and the information he took, he was able to overcome some of these things, and now he's doing a lot better. And I've seen that, and I've seen how it affected me and my family, and how he was able to become educated and ultimately go into the finance industry. But because he was able to gain that knowledge, he's now overcoming those downturns. And so, it's interesting, the ideas and the methods in order to help these people overcome some of these debts and obstacles that come, and they're still paying from, the affected economy. And so it's important, and some of these methods I'd like to teach you about aren't complicated. They're understandable for everyone, and you don't need to go into detail and know exactly how it works, but well enough to have an understanding and know that this is a good product or a vehicle to put your money in order to know that it's going to be properly protected, know that it's going to be able to build enough so that you'll have enough for retirement when you're ready to enjoy the rest of those years of your life, you know. And so some of these funds are, you know, um, just keeping money in a bank, you know, as an emergency fund, making sure that you're paying that first. You know, there's a saying out there that says, um, the more you save, the wealthier you are. And obviously that comes to, you know, yes, my money's building in the bank or my money's building somewhere else, and that's because I'm saving more. But it's a deeper meaning than that. It's more of, you know, you are in control of your money at that point. You no longer are wondering, you know, you're living paycheck to paycheck, but you pay yourself first and you make sure that you put savings, and it is this mindset. It's incredible to see this change in people as they decide to, you know, put forth that effort and start saving, and they become wealthier even though they're not making more money at their job. And the other funds out there are the proper protection, making sure that your family's covered, and this is life insurance. And there's vehicles that you can use in life insurance to help build a cash value, and which later you can use for retirement as well. And so you can it's like two birds in one stone with that. There's other funds like annuities, and this is to basically get a smaller amount of return, but it's protected. Your money is always going to be growing, right? It might not be at the higher rates that you would like, but you know that your money is always and constantly going to grow at that percentage. And then if you're a little more risk tolerance and you want to go in mutual funds, these basically play in the market. And so you can have good returns or you can have bad returns. But there's cool things and other vehicles inside of that, which I'm not going to go into detail, but would better help you financially, you know, and is able to pay you out interest and dividends and things like that to help really grow your money. And this all depends on your personal preferences and how you would like to set up your portfolio. And so there's options for everyone. And that's what I like to tell everyone, you know, that there are vehicles out there and there's places to put your money for everyone, even if it is $50 a month, you know, something small. But it's a start. It's a start to really help provide the mindset change, to help provide, you know, the first obstacle of starting. And this is to better your lifestyle when you're ready to retire or just for your life in general. And so a lot of people have this misconception and to not trust people, to not trust financial advisors, and that they know better. And there's true. I'm not going to lie. There are scams out there, and it's hard to fully put all of your life savings with these people. But I've come to understand that those people who decide to just keep who decide to not do this are always working for money, and they never have their money work for them. And they are significantly less than the people who have been able to have that mindset and change and be able to save and put their money in with advisors and just listen, just be educated to fully understand the help that they need, you know. And so in conclusion, I'd like to just state that money is simple. Money can be taught. Financial literacy can be taught, and anybody can learn it. And that no matter your situation, no matter where you are in life, you can learn how money works, and you can become more well educated on how you can better prepare yourself and better prepare your future.